Good evening to all of you, and welcome to this yet another exciting episode of Agile, where we'll continue to learn about what are the benefits of Agile, right? So, if I'm correct, last time we had stopped at the earlier slide where you had learned about benefits of Agile to the customer, development teams, and Scrum Master, right? Everybody recalls this? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Super. So let us get started with other stakeholders. Now we will try to understand what are the benefits of vendors, product owner, and PMOs and C-level executives. In short, that means vendors means the vendors can be in any form. Any idea about vendors from you? What do you think? Who are the vendors in an organization? Mm-hmm. Who is a vendor typically? Anyone can answer that?
Who's the business?
everyone,
Who?
developers, testers, product owner,
Sorry, developers, testers, and last what you said?
product owner,
Mm,
BA.
okay, let me rephrase this question. What does vendor mean in an organization, and who can be typically a vendor? Whatever you have mentioned right now, those are the development team and overall Scrum team members. Okay,
Customer as well.
so
I think it is
customer.
the person who gives the business, Prerna, like the client.
Mm. Interesting answer, but I was looking for something else. And what you're mentioning are the stakeholders, right? It's Scrum team member or stakeholders. Now, let me make it easy. Vendors are basically, you can call them as providers, okay? So, the laptop and the computer providing company, the hardware and software providing organization can be a vendor. Okay, third party resources, like how Guruschools is, right? Guruschools has its own resources, and then you will be assigned to a particular projects in another organization. So Guruschools can act as a vendor. You get my point? So vendor is basically any party, any organization, any person who is providing any kind of resources. When I'm saying any kind of resources, that simply means it can be actually a development team member, it can be software, it can be hardware, it can be any other, like in the organizations who offer big servers, or even where you buy the cloud, I would say, space, for your work or for your job or for your project implementation, right? Have you heard about these terms? Like, you are pretty sure, right? In an organization, you see so many laptops and so many desktop, right? So they must be getting it from some company. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Also, you see, there is a troubleshooting IT department. So many a times, I'm not saying always, but many a times, like not in typical IT companies, like in banks or in many other maybe manufacturing or other industry organization, the IT infrastructure along with the IT troubleshooting is also a third party that is also done by the vendors. Like I remember when I was a part of one of the leading Indian banks. In that scenario, the IT, I mean, support was outsourced to some other company, per se Wipro or TCS or something like that. So you get my point. So multiple different organizations or their setup working for your project, working for your organizations can be a vendor. Am I
So,
clear? Everybody? Yes, yes.
so operational team is vendor, right? I hear this vendor term, Prerna, but I'm not sure because for some operations, something they'll as well contact with the vendor. So the IT or the operational team is the
So,
vendor. You're telling.
no, IT and operations team deals with the vendor.
Okay.
So when I say deals with the vendor, that means okay, you bought say 100 laptops. Okay, now there is a billing. We have to pay, right? So maybe ops team and finance team will do that. So they are working with the vendor. They are not the vendor. Operation teams manages operational work, behind the scenes, or maybe taking care of some of the maintenance of applications. An IT team, we all know, either they are developing or they are troubleshooting, any one of the two. So vendors means any party, any organization from where we are hiring or we are getting services. And when I say services, that means it can be actually, see, many a times there are bigger organizations who have resources coming for other organizations. For example, there are TCS and there are Wipro and there are maybe L&T Infotech employees in Accenture. Okay, I would say in other bigger organizations, in Google for that matter. I'm just saying, Accenture I have experienced, Google I am not sure, but then many a times this happens, right? Like for example, if you're using an Oracle product, then the Oracle guys might come in and do the setup for you and work that product for you because there's their product, right? So same way, there are multiple vendors in multiple aspects. Everybody with me on this? Is it clear now? Who are the vendors?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Product owner, we are all are aware of, and PMOs and C-level executives means all the senior management. Okay. C-level executive means, see, all the people who normally comes in suit and ties and who are sitting on lavish cabins or maybe on some different floor, and you see them addressing the organization. You see town halls conducted by them, and they are like the visionaries or the leaders of your organization. So those are like C-level executives, and PMOs are basically project management office. Those people or those persons are the I would say actual grassroots level workers for these PMOs. So what do? They do they collate, they understand, they bifurcate, they work on the actual projects. Those are happening, the information regarding all the projects. So basically the groundwork is done by PMOs for the executives. Okay, I have worked as a PMO in one of the leading banks. I know it's one. I mean, I wouldn't call it as a nightmare, but it's one task that keeps you up maybe 24/7. And I was working in a bank during COVID times. Okay, that times banks being the what did they call it? Necessary services, or like banks and hospitals, they were given the passes to work because it was necessary for them to run during that time. So we had the pressure and we had so many things we had to change because of the COVID, right? Like work from home and things like that. So anytime, I'm sorry, anytime there is no initiative, there is new vision, there is something new announcement by the senior management, always remember these people will start working. Okay, these are the people who have to run for that kind of work. Everybody understands what is a PMO or what are PMOs and C-level executives?
Yeah.
Okay, now we know who are these people or what are these roles. Now let us understand the benefits. So can I request three different people to read out the text mentioned? For vendor,
Vendor
yes.
focus development on high value features, increase efficiency, reduce wastage, and decreased overhead.
Thank you so much. So what we say, like for example, imagine if we have a vendor resource or third party resource for development, right? So how Agile helps is when that resource works in Agile format, it gives us a very, I would say, focused environment. They know what items that they have to work on, product backlog items. They know what is the environment. They know what is a timeline. They know everything. So they are very focused and they are completely dedicated or completely concentrated on the delivery. So that basically increases efficiency and reduces wastage. So when I say reduces wastage, that simply means, see, if you don't have a deadline, if you don't have any goal to achieve from work point of view, you will just keep pushing your work, right? It is as simple as that. We all know we have entire year to study, but tell me honestly, do we all study from day one when we start any new educational year, college, school? Do we do that? Yes or no? And be honest, please. If you did start the work from day one, you can, but if you haven't, you can say no. We actually start studying before or around the before the exam, when we get the schedule of the exam. Yes or no? Or did you start studying from the beginning of the year? Tell me. Beginning or before exam? Be honest.
We will plan, but we cannot do it at the end of the one year.
Yes. That's actually an honest answer. So we used to plan that we will study. What about others? Geeta openly admitted that yes, we used to plan. Yeah. Gurjeet, Zubran Dev, Swarupa Sayed. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Did you? Yes, right? Honest opinion. So same way, if we don't have these goals, if we don't have these timelines, even in organizational setups, we will keep pushing the work, right? So that is why, and pushing the work, so we will keep having wastage of time. Like we'll have multiple breaks, multiple R&Ds which are not required. So all the things which we are not supposed to do, we will keep doing. Yes. So that's why it is important for. Okay, everybody clear with vendor? Let us go to product owner. Can I request three different people to read out the vendor points, please? Yeah. Sorry, product owner points. Go ahead.
Development work aligns with customer needs.
Okay, next point. Yes, anyone?
Frequent opportunity to pre-prioritize work.
Maximum
Okay,
delivery of
next.
value.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for reading it out. So what are we saying here is that this helps product owner by aligning work as per customer needs. Okay, so we all know customer is the king and we work as per that, but here specifically we focus on customer needs. When I say specifically, means we work keeping and considering customer in mind. Sorry, I was on mute. So it is the primary duty of the product owner to manage or align all the work as per the uh, as per the customer. So if the customer are in hurry and they want to update or upgrade some of the works, they want to change the priority, change the order. This happens. See, sometimes there are organizational changes. Like we were talking about PMOs and C-level executive. Imagine there is some wave and some new trend is coming, and we've got to understand that some of the priorities of the customers have changed and they want to develop maybe some other functionality first and not the one that is in hand that we were working. So this communication will go via product owner to the team member, and they will change the order and priority in the product backlog item. Okay, so that is why it is aligned with the customer. Frequent opportunities to reprioritize work. That is what we just discussed. As per customer priority, as per customer demand, as per customer requirements, they reprioritize, change the priority of the work. Okay. Last but not the least, maximum delivery of value. Now, this means the work, the development, the product that we give to the customer should have utmost value. Okay. So do you understand this concept of value? Like, what is the difference between price and value? Or like, can anyone give me any example that comes to their mind when we say about value? What is the value, if I have to ask? Can you just, in your own simple term, say in any context, doesn't matter.
Can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Yeah. The difference
Yes,
between price and value. Let's say that I have a car. The value of the car, let's say 10,000, and I want the price to sell it like 20,000. This is the difference between the value. The value, what is the car worth, and the price that the owner who want to sell it, how much he wants in it.
okay, that is one way of looking at it. Interesting. Yes. Anybody else wants to try?
The price is like the money we need,
Mm-hmm.
and the value is like the importance, like it's worth of the thing. Something.
That is really interesting. Thank you. Thank you for saying like this. Yes. Anyone? Any last opinion to hear? Yeah.
Delivery of the product in a better
Mm-hmm.
uh, more than what they expected to deliver the product beyond their expectation.
That is also one way of looking at it. Yes. Yes. That is
Mhm.
definitely. So yes, I'm so glad you are there where you should be about this understanding. So I'll tell you something. Okay. You bought an AC for whatever amount, I'm not sure for how much dollars you're getting in AC, maybe $1,000 or maybe $500. I'm not sure. Okay. So you bought an AC and you have paid that amount and it is super hot. Imagine you don't have a centralized AC and you bought an AC for your bedroom. Okay. So you bought an AC for XYZ amount. Okay. And now it's super hot and you are using the AC. What is the difference of your feeling in earlier when you did not have an AC and now when you're using the AC? Do you feel the value of the AC? Because you have the AC, you're so comfortable and you don't have to bear the heat. Are you there? Are you understanding? Yes, no? Okay, okay. You were earlier traveling to work by, per se, public transport, okay? Okay. Now you bought a car and you're traveling on your own, not only to office, but you have the freedom to travel anywhere and you're going on long trips with your family and you have all the independence, you don't have to rely on public transport. So now, do you have the value for the car? Do you understand the value of the car? What it gave you? Is it too difficult to understand, or am I phrasing it not in an easy manner? Do you realize the value of the car? Like how useful it is, how comfortable it is, how convenient it is, that you feel so independent? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Yes, so that is the context, right? So when we say deliver maximum value means absolutely fine that customer has paid you and you're working as per their requirements. Everything is fine. But what value you're giving, that means how you're making them feel, how your delivery on time with good quality will help them to achieve their whatever goals that they have. So that is the value we are talking about. Okay, this was little extra, I would say, explanation that was required from the value, because see, value cannot be measured in a universal term. Like for example, imagine if you are a vegetarian, okay, and there is a non-veg meal preparation going on, and you are getting that, free. So, do you have value for that food? Yes. Do you have value for non-veg food if you are a vegetarian?
No, ma'am.
Yes or no?
No.
No, right? Because it is of no use to you. You are
Yes.
not going to consume it, neither you appreciate it, neither you want it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but imagine if you're a hardcore non-vegetarian and you love whatever that is being prepared, and you're getting that meal as free, and it is delicious. Though it is free, you're not paying for it. It is free of cost, but it is giving value, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The purpose of spending so much of time on this concept is because you will keep hearing this term uh, often while talking about agile, and whenever you hear it, always remember it is with respect to the value that we provide to the customer, the feeling, the comfort, the ease, the happiness, that all relates to value. Yes. Next point, PMOs and C-level executives. Anyone wants to read out 3 points, three different.
High visibility of daily project development.
Yeah, agile strategy is based on a hard information.
Okay. Next 2 points.
Plan effectively with less speculation.
Yes, thank you so much for reading it out. So what are we saying? We are saying high visibility of daily project development. So see, basically what happens in Agile, we have minimum but effective documentation, and we have very, I would say, apt document. So that gives the PMOs and C-level executives, quite good vision or visibility of the existing status. They know what is happening in projects which are under their purview. So they have a better understanding and better visibility. When I say visibility, that means clarity or knowledge about the particular projects. Okay. Next, because they're aware of the latest project updates and project status, they can prepare better strategies. Like for example, if you understand you are getting a lot of projects from textile industries, or if you're getting a lot of similar projects from say audit domain, so you know that okay, the current trend is on this technology or this kind of software, we should target more customers on this domain and things like that. Okay. So that is at the strategies based on hard information. And last but not the least, plan effectively with less speculation. So basically, speculation means in a way you're guessing or you're just shooting your stars, So it's just like you're trying to gauge something when you're not sure. So here, because of the data in hand, because of the latest information, because of the up to date information, we can go ahead. We means project PMOs and C-level executives can go ahead with better planning, accurate planning instead of speculation. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts in these benefits? We have given enough time because it is important. If anybody speaks to you or asks you about these, you should be able to, I would say, you know, explain that in better words. Yes? Super.
Yes, ma'am. It's all okay.
Should we go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone has anything?
Not for now, ma'am.
So now we are coming to very important, and these are the pillars, I call it. So when somebody asks you what is agile, and how it is built on, and what are the core values of agile, so you can always say there are 4 core values of agile, and there are 12 principles. So if you understand them, see, first of all, there is no need to buy hard them, okay, but you should know them. You should resonate with them. You should know that okay, These are the values on which Agile stands. Okay, so what are these values? 4 points by 4 different people, please. Anyone? Go ahead.
Individuals and interaction over processes and tools.
Perfect. Next.
Working software over comprehensive documentation.
Okay, makes sense. Next. Next.
Customer collaboration over contract negotiation.
Okay, next point.
Responding to change over following.
Last but not the least.
Responding to change over following a plan.
Responding to change, following a plan. Yes. So now these are the 4 values which are, I would say, core of Agile, okay, on which Agiles has been built. And post that there are 12 principles which you will understand in detail. So now let us get into each value in and what it means. First value says individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Okay. Now in every organizations, there is a set process of working. There is a set process for doing something. Like if you want to raise, you have to raise a ticket to order a new machinery. Machinery means a new laptop, or if you want to have a particular software in your laptop, still you have to raise a ticket. When I say raise a ticket, means create a request to IT service help. Okay, and then if that is a sensitive or cost effect, or it's a costly software, then there will be financial approvals needed by your senior or delivery managers, or head of your department and things like that. So there are, for example, these are the processes. Okay, like there are many. I'm just mentioning a few. So in Agile, what happens as you're working in such a short time frame, as you're working in a very, I would say, fast-paced environment, not always that you can wait for things to happen in their own pace. Like we know that, okay, we raise a request and it will take its sweet 2 to 4 days time to complete, but then no, we want it today or tomorrow. It's very important, it's high priority, so we can go ahead and talk to the people, or we can um, make them understand what is our need, and what are the timelines that we're looking at, and then we can ensure that those things are getting done in a speedy manner, or we don't wait always for the process. See, we are not talking about not to follow process, but we are saying instead of just waiting and wasting your time for the routine mundane process, we have to ensure that we talk, we discuss, we share our priority, and we get the work done. Makes sense or not from agile point of view? Yes or no?
Yes.
So imagine,
Yeah, yeah.
let's try to simplify. Imagine if your particular process, like getting a laptop may require 10 days of work, okay? And now you're working in agile setup, agile methodology. Do you wait for 10 days if you want that laptop for this sprint? I understand that you have to raise that request before, not when the sprint starts. But imagine that, somehow you want it urgently. So in that scenario, you just can't wait because you have a delivery to give to the customer. You have strict deadlines. You have your sprint goal, and you need that laptop. So I'm not telling you to not to follow the system, but we are saying to skip the unnecessary process and connect with the people and get the work done. And trust me, trust me, this is my kind of way. I generally, have a really hard time to wait for such processes. That's why personally, I'm the last person to go to any government offices, because the pace, the speed with they work, they'll ask you to go to 10,000 windows, go to that window, go to that department. I mean, I personally cannot tolerate it because I've always been into private organizations, and generally the work is quite speedy and quite effective. If we go to typical government, especially in India, I'm not sure how US works. I hope it is better, but it is so slow paced. They'll have their lavish lunch and tea breaks, and though the scenario is changing, I won't deny, but still the overall rhythm or oral environment is quite lethargic for my taste, to be very honest. So yes, we are saying no to such encounters, and we are saying get the work done, correct with the right people, and get it sorted. Yeah. Next point, working software over comprehensive documentation. Okay, now this is important, and remember that you might get asked this question a lot, that they would say that is a documentation required in Agile? What should be your answer? People who know the answer from the earlier batches, please don't spill the beans. I really want to understand this batch's thought process. So please hold on for a second. So yes, what do you think? If somebody asks you, is it right or wrong that there is no documentation in Agile? What do you say?
We need documentation.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Is documentation required in Agile? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. That was a correct answer. So when we say we want to have working software over comprehensive documentation, means keep the documentation to the minimum, keep it to what is necessary, but don't go overboard with that. Same with what we say when we have projects, when we give you a project in here in Guruschools, once your I would say track is getting towards end, so ensure that what is necessary, that is documented, but you don't have to write essays and big theorems to complete your work. So because instead of doing that, you can focus on actually creating the software, ensuring that it is built properly with quality, and you deliver that to the customer, right? So though you have the copy or documentation for your reference, but your focus is on delivering. That's why working software. And always remember, this word is very important: working software. Many a times what happens, as a development team is developing, and they are doing multiple functionality, they're working on multiple functionality as one, but then ultimately when it comes to delivery, that software is not working. So when I say working software means, imagine if our team is working on a software or application like Amazon, then if I give you some piece of Amazon. Imagine we are working on a website like Amazon, okay? How huge it is, and how many functionalities it has, how many segments and departments and categories. So when I give my delivery after a sprint, the customer should use that particular segment. It should be workable. Like I can tell them, okay, men's clothing section is completed. You can check that there are all the images. You can add a particular shirt or pant, any product to the cart, and you can buy that product. You can make payment, and then you can get the delivery. Okay, so at least that software, that piece of development is completely done. It is working. Yes. Next point, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Now, you may say that means, Prerna, or why this point, that means that contracts are not useful and they are not to be done. No, we are saying that whatever the customer is saying as per the latest update, that should be given more importance than the contract negotiation. Now, many a times what happens, for every project, every I would say in every organization, we have contracts for every project. Okay, so that means it will have all the duration of the project, what are the highlights, or what project we are working on, what is the time duration, and what is the costing of the project. Okay, so for like 6 months, and how many dollars we are completing this product. This is a basically a simple contract signed by all the involved parties. But then imagine while delivering, as as we just learned about senior management and C-level executives, and there is a change in trend, there is change in vision, there's a change in leadership. People have changed at the top, and they come up with some other priorities, and That's why our customer has to change some of the requirements or update some of the requirements. Again, this is not accepted blindly. First of all, please, mark that in your memory. Whenever there is a change or update, it has to be discussed thoroughly within the team to understand this technical feasibility. Is it viable to develop it or not? And again, if there is any change in effort, any change in complexity, any change in timelines, the finances, the charges will definitely vary. They will increase, and those have to be borne by the customer, and then only it will be worked upon. So why I mention all of this? If a customer comes with a change, or if something that is different that was not mentioned in the scope earlier, it was not part of the project, and there is something new, different they want, we can say, give us some time. There is no on face yes or no. We can say, please give us some time. Product owner will, generally this typically happens with product owner or maybe Scrum Master, but mainly with product owner. He or she will say, let me connect with my team and try to understand the requirements in detail, and they'll go over all the processes, and they'll try to see if there is any major impact. What is the impact? Will our timelines be extend it? Do we need any special skilled resources for this? So everything is evaluated, and then the response is given to the customer. But bottom line is, customer collaboration, customer communication is given more importance than agreement. Okay, we don't go and say, hey, we did not have this in agreement, so we will not do it. No, that's a very childish way to say that. We want to work with this company, we want to grow with this company, so definitely we will do what they are asking to keep our relations and to keep getting better and further work. Make sense, guys? Are you with me on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Super. Yeah, thank you. Now, last, again, this point kind of relates with the earlier point that we just discussed, responding to change over following a plan. Okay. Now, what we discussed was with respect to contracts, but many a times what happens, we all have a typical plan. We have done the sprint planning and we know how are we going ahead. We are working on, say, these 10 requirements, one requirement a day, just for simplicity's sake. And we are working on that. But then imagine there are heavy rains and some of the resources cannot come, understanding that they can't work from home as well, just hypothetical situation. So now what happens, we have less resources, we have more work. Okay, so in that scenario, either you can stretch the timelines of the resources, or you can borrow resources from other teams, or for some time because of the resource crunch, or you can go to the customer and tell them that this is happening, is it okay if you could postpone some of the requirements or whatever. So you're responding to the change. Like many a times, this is my personal experience. I have faced it so harshly in one of my organizations. It was my earlier years of being a project manager. So what happened, our development team and some juniors, all of them went to some overnight trips, and it was not food poisoning, but I think they were like heavily drunk or something. So many of them did not turn up on Monday, and somehow we had a major delivery to be given to the customer on Monday. Okay, so there was work, there were steps to be followed, there was delivery, there was deployment, so many things that needed to be done. But sadly, many people didn't turn up. But luckily, we had dedicated everyone, and they were very sincere. So we have to get the work done with them, and we have to put up a show, because you just cannot okay, you can't have a no show for your customer, right? You have to deliver to them. So yes, and that time I did not, though I was really, on fire and really upset, but then I had nothing in my hand that I could do. I could not go home and bring those resources to work, but I could do whatever I had best in my hands that time, and I did that. So this is an example I have personally faced. So this happens, right? There can be any scenarios, any sudden health issues, any sudden personal priorities, and So, or maybe if customer has given some change and that disrupts your plan. So yes, you go with the flow, you change, you update and you start working. You don't say that okay, it was not there and this was our earlier plan. No, we are working in a very dynamic environment. And that is why it is necessary to be quick and adaptive in all the scenarios. Makes sense, guys? Any doubts in these 4 values? Trust me, they are very important and they are quite critical. Any doubts in the understanding do you have? Please let me know. Everybody good with this?
Yes, yes.
Yes, everyone? Yes. You can send a thumbs up if you are not speaking, that's also fine. Yes. So thank you so much. So now I'll like to invite Gaurav for the further slides. Gaurav, you are there? We'll continue from the principles.
Very much I'm here. If I'm audible, just give me yes. Am I?
Sure, sure. Should I? Yes, yes, you're audible. Should I stop
Yeah,
share?
you can stop screen share. So before I continue,
Okay.
I have a quick question. How many of you remember that we have done with 12 principles? 4 values, 12 principle. Do you remember we are done with this? Yes, no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. You remember that we are done with that. Okay. Thank you so much for remembering this. And yes, 4 values and 12 principles are very, very important, and you can't afford to not to remember them, I would say. Reason being that uh, at the foundation level, you are asked to, manage your team based on these learnings. So one thing before we proceed further, I want to bring in your presence, in your awareness, a rule. This rule is called as the rule of 353. What it is called as? The rule of what?
353.
Yeah. Any idea what is 353 rule?
3.
Any guess? Any idea? And it's not necessary that you need to be right. You can go wrong, and that's absolutely fine. Okay. So before we proceed further, how many of you remember that these kind of or any piece of the such drawing you have ever come across? Have you ever come across of such drawing or such image in the past? Yes, no? Or piece of such image have you, or portion of such image have you ever come across?
No, 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 we did
No,
not.
Term
not
we
yet.
have come across. Like
Okay, thank
what
you. Thank you
Yes.
for remembering that you have come across. All right. So because you have come across, so you know that what exactly happens, what are these flows and all. So I believe that even though we have not, you know, yeah, okay, you have come across this, yes or no, in the past?
Uh, no,
You
and this one. No,
no?
no, we did not.
Okay, okay. So have you come
The-
across of this or not yet?
I think it's slide 22. Slide 22, the last one. Can I open it?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
have
this
you
one.
come across
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this?
this one. Yeah, yeah, we did this one.
When did you do this? Today itself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you go through this one as well? Yes, no?
Yes, and this one. Yes.
Okay. So in this, I want to give a quick assignment to you all. Okay. So like there are few tools, Jira, Asana, Trello, ClickUps, those are new tools. I want you all to choose any one such tool. Okay. Just sign up for it. Okay. And you individually has to go through and you have to just explore what all you can do by your own self. You are not going to get any information as of now, as such at this moment from us. I want you all to go explore by your own self any one such tool. How many tools?
one, two.
One tool. You will sign up for that and then you will explore what all can be done inside it. Okay, so the mind may question you, okay, what exactly we have to do? So that is what you have to do, that you have to explore that what you all can do. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you are just deciding any one such tool, okay? And then you are going to explore that. And once you have explored what we are expecting from you, that we keep on saying that you have to summarize it in less than 90 seconds or maximum up to 3 minutes in a way that 5 years old can understand. Do you remember that when we were setting a code of honor, we have spoken about it? You remember?
Yes, yes.
That will be the part of unsaid assignment that we are expecting every single time when you go through one day of training. Okay, but here this will become the said assignment because we have asked you what exactly you needed to do, and that you will be submitting as part of assignment in a way that 5 years old can understand. You can take this as a challenge, but that is going to be your assignment. Okay, got it,
Okay.
everyone?
Can I have a question? Like,
Yeah, please.
can we, like, can everyone choose another one? Like, I'm gonna choose Jira. So my colleague, they can't choose Jira because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
You opt anything. Okay, not necessarily whether it match,
No,
it doesn't
my
match.
question is, why not make everyone do something different? Like, maybe I choose Jira and my colleague is gonna choose Jira, so it's gonna be the same. So because we can learn from other software, so can like we split that or
No, no,
it's
no.
just
I'm just expecting your choice. You choose and go ahead. I don't want to distribute. See, we are going to learn more about self-organizing team. Okay, self-managed team. So self-managed team, they don't have to get influenced. Okay, that's the reason I'm leaving as of now. Up to you that what do you do, and it's not that you have to explore just by your own self. The way you project the information may vary as well, so don't worry that what is coming on the floor. All right, Gibran,
okay.
got it, sir? Yeah, thank you. So everyone, just be mindful that what you need to submit, you decide and you submit. Okay, having said so, this one you might have come across as well, where it describes more towards delivering in pieces, delivering in sequence, delivering in one by one, one step at a time. Okay, this talks about the entire flow of the Scrum. You might have gone through. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Brilliant. Now, coming back to this all, I was asking you whether you have gone through or not. And then I had my question is that there is a rule of 353. The rule of what?
353.
353. So any guesses, what is 353? Okay, I'll tell you. This three determines this three determines what? 353. This determines artifacts. What it determines? What it determines, everyone, please. Either
Artifacts.
you be on camera or be on audio. Okay. These determines artifacts. Okay. Three artifacts. What are these three artifacts? Let me quickly tell you. These three artifacts are this. Okay. One is product backlog, another is sprint backlog, and the third one is the increment. All right. Got it, everyone?
Let's go.
Yes, no? What
Yes,
is
yes.
five over here? So 5 is called as 5 events or 5 ceremonies. What it is called? 5 what?
Ceremonies.
5 events or 5 ceremonies. So this what you see over here entirely, it will be called as sprint. What it is called as?
Sprint.
Sprint. And inside the sprint, all the ceremonies like sprint planning, sprint daily stand-up or daily scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this in entirety, 5 sprint is called as rule of 5. Your 3 is clear, your 5 is clear, and then let's go back to 3. Any guesses what is the 3 going to be?
3 core values.
Yeah, any guesses?
3 core values.
Can you be a bit louder, please, Geeta?
3 core values.
3 core values. By the way, Scrum has 5 values.
Yeah.
Agile has 4 values, and Agile has 12 principles. So here what you said, so first three was what? What did I say? What was the first three in 353 rule? Who remember?
Roles.
No. Okay, so
As
3
a
was artifacts, the 5 was events, and the one you just whispered is this. What did you whisper? So
core.
which I heard you said roles. Did you say roles?
I said core, Guru.
Yeah, I said
Okay.
roles.
Okay, Dave said roles. Okay,
Yeah,
you are
that's how we remember last session. I'm so sorry, Gaurav.
yeah, not a problem.
Three
So
five
yeah,
three
353.
roles. Yeah, roles, events, and artifacts. And that makes it.
Yeah, roles, events, and artifacts. But one quick correction to you. Now there is no such role exist. Got it? There is not role anymore. Then what it is? So when I would like you to quickly be in touch with, always be in touch with Scrum Guide. Okay. And Scrum Guide, they have changed many few things. Okay. I mean, they have changed few things. In that, they have also changed the name of the roles. They don't call them roles anymore, but what they call them as. Any idea what they call them as? They call them as accountability. What they call them as?
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. So it's 3 artifacts, 5 events, and 3 accountability. No roles anymore. Okay, having said so, let's understand one more thing. Okay, now the older Scrum Guide used to say is that there are 3 roles. How many roles?
3
3 roles, to which we are calling today is accountability. So there are 3 accountability. Can someone tell me what all those accountabilities are?
Product owner, Scrum Master, and development team.
Okay, product owner, Scrum Master, and development team. So this is also incorrect. So they have removed, Scrum Guide has removed this. What they have removed? They don't say that development team exists anymore. Okay, then what does it exist?
Okay.
If they don't call it as a development team, what they call it? Any idea?
Scrum team.
No, Scrum team as a whole, this is called as together. Okay, Scrum Master, product owner, and this called as. So slight change. The change is instead of developer, they choose to call them as, instead of development team, they choose to call them as,
DevOps team.
no, they call them simply developers. What they call them?
Developers.
Yeah, developers comprises of all those people who own the sprint goal. Okay, they are BAs, they are devs, they are coders, they are architects, they are solution architect, they are testers. So all those people. Got it? So we have 3 accountability. How many accountability?
3.
3. The first one is what?
Product owner.
Product owner. What is the second one?
Scrum Master.
And what is the third one?
Developer.
Developers. So when you look at them separately, this will be the 3 accountability. But as a whole, they are called as Scrum team. What they are called as?
Scrum team.
Scrum team. Absolutely right. Now, if you look at the product owner, so product owner owns what? Product backlog. What they owns?
Product backlog.
Product backlog. And the whole idea is to manage and optimize the value of it. Value of product. Value of what, everyone?
Value of the product.
Value of the product is responsibility is of product owner. However, the Scrum Master, his whole responsibility is to manage the Scrum process, making sure that entire Scrum process is being followed, along with, in case of any impediment or prevention or bottleneck appears, he is supposed to prevent them, or he's supposed to remove them. He's supposed to do what?
Remove the bottleneck or impediments.
He is supposed to do what with them?
Remove the impediments or bottleneck.
Remove them, right. Now, the developers, so their goal is to manage Okay, they manage themselves and make sure that they move the increments towards the done. Increment itself means that adding something as a +1 to the client. Okay, it means that client is towards the gain. Okay, and what client is expecting to gain? He is expecting to gain the deliverables, right? Or the build or the release. So the core responsibility of developers are this, to move the items towards the done. When we say items, then when I come back over here, okay, this one, this one is called as what?
Product backlog.
Product backlog. And individually they are called as
Items, number of items.
item. Yeah. And in a nutshell, you will get to see or hear PVIs. They are called individually as PVI. What they are called as?
PVI.
PVI means product backlog item. What is the meaning of PVI, everyone?
Product backlog item.
Yeah, product backlog items. Now, these product backlog items, so how would I tell you? Okay, imagine a big bread loaf, okay? Imagine a big bread loaf, okay? The thickness of, once they are cut, okay, individually, their thickness is so strong, they have individual flavors in every slice. They are called individually as pastry, or they are called as cakes. What they are called as?
Cakes.
Cakes individually. Okay, the name changes, but in reality, if you will get to see, they are the part of what? The part of bread loaf. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, they are part of bread loaf, but individually being served, they are called as either pastry, or they are called as slices, or they are called as cakes. With me so far?
Yes.
Yes, no? Yeah. Now, likewise, the moment they are the part of this bread loaf, the backlog items are part of the product backlog, and they are not moved alone. They have not been separated. They will be together called as product backlog, and individually they will be called as product backlog items. With me so far? Yes? And the moment they are separated from the loaf, okay, and they are individually called as, instead of cakes, they are called as epics. What they will be called as? Epics. Now you tell me, what do we mean by product backlog? So far, whatever you have learned, can someone tell me what you have learned about product backlog? What do we call it as a product backlog? What all are the product backlogs are?
Total number of item altogether is called product.
Number of items of what?
Of the, for example, the bread loaf, right? All the items, what are the, how much ever it is there, all the.
Yeah, so when it comes to this process in IT world, these product backlog, what we are referring to, see, to give you the, yeah, please go ahead. I missed.
The project which we are have to do.
Okay. And project comes from whom?
Product owner.
Okay, and who give the project to product owner? Who give the project to the product owner?
Business.
And business. When we say business, what do we mean exactly?
Business.
Customer.
Guys, okay, go ahead, Dave, once again, please.
No, the customer, the client.
Customer. Okay, business means customer means client. Okay. Now, customer give them what? Customer give the product owner. Do they say, I have a project to give it to you?
Requirement.
Or they requirement? Thank you so much, Geeta, for using that word, requirement. So, do we say that this product backlog is part of requirement?
Yes.
Can we say that?
Yes.
Gurjeet, Gibran, Geeta,
Yes, sure.
Rupa, Sayyed, yeah. Every one of you can participate. Can you all?
Yes.
May I request you all to be participative as Geeta is, as Dev is? as Jubran is. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So now, so you can say these requirements are the product backlogs are the part of the requirement. The bigger picture is the requirement. It means that requirement has been broken down over here into the high level of understanding, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I was giving you the analogy of bread loaf and then cake. Likewise, I said that till the moment these slices are a part of inside the product backlog or in the loaf, I I put the analogy of bread loaf and slice and made that in bread loaf we have the cakes. Likewise, in the product backlog, which are the part of requirement, we have multiple epics. What did I say?
Epics.
So it means what will be the epic? Epic will become the part of product backlog, and product backlog is the part of the high level requirement, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. And these epics, or sometimes they are also called as features, are the broken down further requirement of the product backlog. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And these epics and feature are further simplified and are called as stories. What they are called as?
Stories.
Stories. When they are simplified, they are called as stories in Jira or user stories. Stories or what?
This is the simplified form of
Yeah, story, or what do we call them?
epic.
No. So the bigger chunk is called as uh,
Requirement.
inside product backlog. They are called product backlog items when being the part of product backlog. Separately, they are called as epic or features. Further, when they are simplified, they are called as stories or user stories. What they are called as?
User
Stories
story.
or
User stories.
story or user story, and further they belong to someone and they perform on them as a task or subtask. With me so far?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
no?
So,
Yeah, cool. Now let's come back over here. Okay, the whole idea behind developer is that they will choose these tasks, and make sure they are marking them as done when they actually mark them as done, when they actually work upon them, and tester test them. Okay, with me so far, everyone? Now,
Yes, sir.
yes? Brilliant. Now let's understand individually at everyone's work. Okay, I hope everyone is understanding my statements, my words, and to me. Okay, the first rule here, it says that a product owner, and try to understand the responsibility of this guy. Okay, it says that his responsibility is to convey the vision of the stakeholder to the team. That's what exactly Geeta told me. Okay, product owner takes the requirement from customer. So customer initially may not translate everything into the requirement, but he has a vision to achieve. He has a vision to conquer. With me so far, everyone? Gurjit, Jubran,
yes,
Geeta, Dev, and Swarupa, Sayyed, and yeah, everyone else. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
super. Thank you. And what he can do is that he will also be responsible that whenever customer comes back and they request to alter the scope, he can go ahead and alter them. Yes,
yes.
because the whole power is given to product owner, but no one else when it comes to scope. And when the scope is getting changed, this is also called as or become the part of scope creep. What this become part of?
So
Cool.
free.
Scope creep. Okay, it means that there is a variation, there is a change in the prior scope. Now, what exactly happens? When we say scope, any idea what exactly scope does mean?
Like a task.
Like a task. Okay, what else? What else, guys?
Yes, too.
May I request you to be a bit louder, please? Sorry, I am not able to hear you well. Could you be?
I don't have headphones, that's why sometimes.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Actually, a scope means we're able to complete it, right? We'll say at that time we have a scope to do this one or that.
Right. Right. Yeah. But in generally, what exactly you refer to when it comes to scope? Sayyid,
Plan.
Swarupa. Yeah, plan. Okay, plan. Plan that is given that we are going to work, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, super. So anything, we are very much clear what we need to do and what we need not to do. So both the clarity becomes the part of scope. And when there is a bigger variation into that, then this phenomenon is called as scope creep. With me so far, everyone? Say yes if you all are.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Sayyid, for your response. And now, a product owner is also responsible for return on investment. That is why they occupy an authoritative position in the firm. Okay? Because the budget has to be handled by them. Now, one very beautiful thing I am going to tell you about is that in Agile world, now no more budgeting is fixed. When I say budgeting is not fixed, it means that, just give me a second. It means that earlier what used to happen, that customer used to come ahead with the budget, and they used to assign it to the vendor that, hey, we have this budget and we want you to do this work, and budget is over. Okay. So in Agile, this is not the case. But are you aware that earlier this used to happen?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes, Guru.
Yes, thank you. But now this is not the case in the Agile, or say Agile safe. Okay. Here in Agile, it is called as lean budgeting. What it is called as?
Lean budgeting.
Lean
Yeah.
budgeting.
When we say lean budgeting, what exactly does it mean? It means that Agile, and when it becomes scaled Agile, it focuses on allocating resources to value streams. When we say value stream, means all development value or operation value. Okay. It comes to coding works, it works to integration works, it works to testing works. Okay. For everything, they have the budget individually, which are the series of the steps that create value for the customer. That creates what?
Value for
Value.
Value for whom?
customer.
For the customer. So epics and features are funded. What are funded?
Epics and features.
Yes, when you slice them down further, epics and features, they are funded based on the business value and on the priority. Okay. So to this approach, we call them as a lean budgeting approach. What do we call them as?
Lean budgeting approach.
Yes. And why do you think I am asking you to repeat whatever I said?
To register.
What?
To register.
So, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Geeta, for knowing that. And that's the reason I want everyone to be with me. It's just not for the sake of fun I'm asking you to repeat. I'm asking so that you together with me get it registered in your mind and retain in your memory for longer, even if you feel like summarizing it later as a unsaid assignment. With me so far, Sayyid, Gurjeet, and Swarupa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's continue further. Further, it says that for product owner, that not only with the team, but also communicates with the stakeholder about progress and problem. It means that he is the bridge. Who is the bridge?
Product owner.
Product owner is the bridge between the team and between the stakeholders. Okay. And he is responsible to communicate about the progress and the problems. In case any impediment, something is getting halted somewhere, or whatever the progress is there, he has to make sure that things are transparent over there. Okay. So even as a Scrum Master, you need to make sure to advocate about this thing. About what? You need to be advocating what?
Transparency.
Transparency. Okay. And when you align this with the Scrum Master, the whole idea is that the Scrum Master shall remove the impediment and any hindrances to achieve the goal. Now, earlier Scrum Master used to be called as servant leader. What he used to be called as?
Servant leader.
Servant leader. Now, this concept has gone out from Scrum Guide. Okay? And they are not called as Scrum leader anymore. Sorry, servant leader anymore. They are in fact called as what? They are called as true leader. What they are called as?
True leader.
True leader. When we say true leader, it means that earlier Scrum Master's role was perceived as if they were just a facilitator. Their work is to just coach the team and giving the preaching and all that is done. No. Now what has happened is that with the change in the Scrum Guide, the Scrum Master is also responsible or accountable for the releases. For what, everyone?
We are accountable for the release.
Releases. Okay. Earlier, if something used to happen, it means that he used to say that, okay, product owner might be responsible, BA is to be responsible, or tester might be responsible. But now, as a part of the team, he also owns the responsibility and he has to make sure that things progresses without any blame game. With me so far, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this Scrum Master also enforces to organize the Scrum ceremonies and processes. When we say processes, means it has to be aligned with the guide. Which guide?
Scrum Guide.
Yeah, aligned with the Scrum Guide. Okay. And from there, all the ceremonies has to be followed. None of them has to be left behind. All right.
Yes.
And he commits the goal and deadlines on behalf of the team. It means that he asks the team, okay, the deadlines. He asks the team the estimation. So what exactly happens is that, what do you think when the when the resources or when this team, Scrum team or development team, they would be committing. They would be committing for when they would estimate the stuff. What is the right time when they can estimate on their work? In what ceremony? Is there any ceremony or not? Who can tell me? Guys, any idea when they will give you the estimate? If Scrum Master is there, when they can get the estimate? Yeah, tell
Sprint
me.
planning.
Beginning of the project.
Okay, so one is sprint planning. Another one was what?
Beginning of the project, when the project.
In the beginning of the project. When we say beginning of the project, what does it mean?
Planning.
And requirement, when you're writing the requirements.
When you are writing the requirement. All right, thank you. Both the answers are right. So when it is asked, okay, when the estimations are given, when it is going to be asked, when your employees or staff members can give you the estimate. The good part is that you can say that it varies from company to company. Okay. In some company, the estimation is provided during the sprint planning itself. Okay. During the sprint planning itself. However, myself being the Scrum Master, I generally encourage my team to provide the estimate before sprint planning itself. Okay. Why? And for that very reason, my company has a backlog refinement call, which is not the part of Scrum Guide, but still we do this or call it as a backlog grooming call. Okay. We do this call to understand the requirement from the developers or say business analysts at the deeper level, get the understanding of that, and then and there we can give the estimates to them. Okay. And that happens every Tuesday and Thursday. We buy time and we do this backlog grooming call for next week. And what exactly happens when we give them the estimate, it also saves my time when it comes to sprint planning meeting. And in case any more information requires to come by then, the Scrum Master or the business analyst can give it and clarify any doubt, if any, and that gives more assurity towards the date of the completion. With me so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I generally, being Scrum Master, recommend this estimation should take place in the backlog grooming call or backlog refinement call. But if that doesn't take place, then it is done in the sprint planning meeting. You got both the answer, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no?
Yes.
But
Yes, sir.
you have to clarify this when it comes to talking in front of interviewer. You can't just say one answer and leave. No, give the reasoning, right reasoning behind it. Got it? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Now, coming about the developer. So when we say developers, it means that one thing we need to keep what they do. Developer does all the lead. Developers does all that lead them towards the sprint goal. It means that their one objective is to achieve the sprint goal. Means whatever the user story they have taken into the consideration and given them as a part of the uh, brought them as a part of sprint backlog, they are going to complete them and move them towards the done. Move them towards where?
Done.
Done. It means that if you have come across our last conversation where I have spoken about the various Scrum framework or Agile framework, in which one I had spoken about the Kanban board. Do you remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So one was to do, the another was in progress, the another one was testing, and then last one was what?
Done.
Done. So they will pick the items from to do and move towards the done. Okay. And when this row, and this row, all those rows are empty and everything has moved towards the done, it means that that is actually done and they can deliver. Okay, with me so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, last. Work with the Scrum Master to prioritize the item from the product backlog in the sprint planning. Even though product owner has prioritized the item in the product backlog, what they do is that they speak with the Scrum Master and they check for the reprioritization if at all required while they are working towards the delivery. Okay, and they reprioritize because they are the self-managed team and they make sure they will pull their own work instead of anyone assigning them. With me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Scrum Master organizes them. Not Scrum Master organizes them. They are self-organized. I already covered. When we say self-organized, what does it mean? They are beyond the micromanagement. No one is going to micromanage them. That's number one. Number two is that they are matured enough. Number three, and if they are not, they are supposed to make matured. And number three is that it means that they are self-starter, they are accountable, they take the ownership. So when we say self-organized, these all traits come along with. All right. Need to attend every stand-up and other ceremonies. In no cases, they can skip the stand-up meeting or daily stand-up meeting or daily scrum meeting. The entire developer has to attend the stand-up call. Okay. Daily stand-up call, which is facilitated by Scrum Master. Who facilitate the daily stand-up, everyone?
Scrum Master.
Scrum Master. And who all are mandatory into that?
Developers.
Developers, and of course Scrum Master, right? And this guy is optional into it. All right. Now developer need to participate in all the meetings despite the nature and have to ensure that all the findings of the meetings are getting practically addressed in the project. It means that developers are just not required to attain this daily stand up. In fact, all the ceremonies, all the events, they need to attend. With me so far, everyone? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions so far, guys?
No?
No? So if no question, did you get certain value in today's call?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
All right. Let's hear one word that comes in your mind after today's learning. So let's hear from Gurjit. Gurjit, thank you for participating further. And what do you feel like saying? One word that comes in your mind. And this time also you can participate. Gurjit, you don't have to go on mute. So one word that comes on your mind.
Oh, just a minute, sir. I was doing some. You can ask me after, like.
Okay, fine. We'll come back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jubran, one word that you feel like saying.
Yeah, today's session was exceptional. So everything was clear and smooth. So I did
Smooth
it.
and clear.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jubran. Let's hear from Geeta. Geeta, what do you feel like saying? One word that comes to your mind.
I think planning. The planning is very essential from today's.
Planning. Yeah. Thank you so much, Geeta, for picking this up. Planning is the word for you. Thank you. Let's hear from Swarupa. Swarupa, what do you feel like saying? One word that comes in your mind. Guys, you need to be participative. Imagine if I go on mute, I call you everyone, and when I go on mute, what will happen? And you are wondering what is going to happen. I will speak sometime in a moment, right?
Hi, sir.
So
I'm back.
Yeah, Gurjit, you can go
Sorry,
ahead.
sir. I had somebody here, so that's why I just went
That's
off.
okay. That's
So
okay.
I just like learned about the organizing word accordingly to that.
Okay. Organized as per the work you said.
Yeah.
Okay, organized as per work. Thank you so much, Gurjit. Let's hear from Syed and we'll come back to you, Swarupa. So keep yourself unmuted. Syed, what do you feel like saying? One word that comes in your mind?
Roles and responsibilities of a Scrum Master.
Okay, roles and responsibility. Thank you so much, Syed. Let's hear from Swarupa again. Swarupa, can you go on unmute and share one word?
Yeah, product ownership and Scrum Master, how to manage the team.
Okay, the responsibility of product owner and
Yeah.
Scrum Master. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Swarupa. Let's hear from Dev. Dev, thank you so much for showing up, even though you are repeating, I know. Would you like to share something, one word that you feel like saying?
Yeah, I think today's class has, definitely reaffirmed my ability and my confidence to, to be working as a Scrum Master in the future.
Wow, nice. Thank you so much, Dev. It's a great hearing from you. Thank you so much. And guys, we are going to talk again soon. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye and good night. Have a wonderful sleep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Good night.